It was raining hard that morning, the kind of rain that blurs everything, washing the world into shades of gray. Most people hurried past each other with their umbrellas tucked low, eyes down, desperate to get out of the storm. But in the middle of that busy street, soaked to the bone, stood an old man with trembling hands, trying to push his grocery cart that had tipped over. Bags of rice, milk, and fruit spilled across the pavement, getting ruined in the dirty water. Hundreds of people walked by, some glanced, some shook their heads, but no one stopped. That's when Maya, a young woman rushing to her office interview, froze. She was already late. Her dream job interview started in 15 minutes. Every second mattered. Yet, watching that old man struggle alone while people ignored him, something in her heart wouldn't let her move on. She dropped her umbrella, knelt on the wet street, and began gathering his groceries. The man looked at her with watery eyes and whispered, "You're the only one who stopped." Maya carried his groceries to the bus stop and missed her interview. She knew she had probably lost the opportunity of a lifetime. But strangely, her heart felt lighter than it had in weeks. She didn't know it then, but that one small act of kindness was about to ripple further than she could ever imagine. Across town, Jamal, a single father, was fighting another kind of storm. His daughter, Layla, had been sick for days, and the hospital bills kept piling up. He worked 2 jobs, but it was never enough. One evening, exhausted and defeated, he stopped by a small café. The owner, Mrs. Patel, noticed the worry etched across his face. Without asking too many questions, she slid a hot meal toward him and quietly said, "This one's on the house." When Jamal tried to refuse, she smiled, "Kindness isn't charity, it's community." That simple meal reminded him he wasn't as alone as he thought. But kindness isn't always easy. Sometimes it demands sacrifice. Like when Alex, a college student, saw his neighbor, a young boy named Daniel, being bullied every day on the school bus. For weeks, Alex stayed quiet, afraid that if he spoke up, he'd be targeted too. But one afternoon, when the bullies shoved Daniel so hard he fell and hit his head, Alex couldn't take it anymore. He stood between Daniel and the bullies, shaking but firm. The bullies laughed, but Alex didn't move. "You want to mess with someone? Start with me," he said. They backed off that day, and Daniel never forgot it. Still, kindness doesn't always look grand. Sometimes it hides in the smallest gestures. Like Rosa, a widow who lived alone at the edge of town. She baked bread every Sunday and left loaves on her neighbors' doorsteps. She never signed her name, but everyone knew it was her. When the pandemic hit and isolation became unbearable, Rosa's bread became more than food, it became a reminder of connection. These people, Maya, Jamal, Alex, Rosa, never thought of themselves as heroes. They had worries, struggles, and fears like everyone else. But in moments when life asked them to choose between indifference and kindness, they chose kindness, even when it cost them something. The challenges they faced were real. Maya lost her job opportunity that day, but weeks later, the old man she helped introduced her to his daughter, who happened to run a community center. Maya was offered a position there, a job that didn't just pay her bills but gave her purpose. Jamal still worked hard, but the cafe owner's kindness sparked something in him. He started a small support group for single parents, creating a circle of strength for people who felt invisible. Alex struggled with his own fears, but standing up for Daniel gave him confidence he never thought he had. Years later, Daniel grew up to become a teacher, inspired by the boy who once protected him. And Rosa? When she grew too frail to bake, the neighbors she had fed for years began showing up at her door with food, laughter, and company. Her kindness had built her a family. What ties all these stories together is simple: kindness multiplies. One act sparks another, like falling dominoes, creating waves that reach far beyond what we can see. These everyday heroes didn't wear capes or stand on stages. They weren't famous, and their names might never appear in history books. Yet, they carried something far greater, the power to change lives with compassion. So the next time you see someone struggling, the next time you hear silence where a voice should rise, the next time you feel the urge to look away, remember this: heroes aren't born in comic books. They're born in everyday moments when ordinary people choose kindness over comfort. Because in a world that can sometimes feel heavy and unkind, you have the chance to be someone's light. You have the chance to be an everyday hero of kindness. And sometimes, the smallest act, a smile, a hand, a word, can change everything.